Yo, Scooch, on today's video, I got the how to make a Jojo stands video. This video has been requested to me plenty of times across the course of probably months, I should say. And yeah, so let's go ahead and get straight into it. So I will definitely make a part two if this video does well and you guys want to see part two. So yeah, let's go ahead and get straight into it. Okay, so first things first, of course, we're going to need a stand, right? Now, I'll just let y'all know now, I have not watched JJBA as of yet. I have it on my list, so I will watch it soon, but I haven't watched it yet. So I don't know nothing about it for real. Okay, so I got this stand from the toolbox. I literally just went to models and I think I just typed like Jojo. I literally just typed Jojo. Or wait, no, that's Jojo animation. I typed Jojo and then just I got this one, the Jojo rig. So I'm gonna tell you guys what I did, right? So I made the system to pretty much where like the model, like it'll spawn in with the player, but then the player will press E to make them like appear or summon them, however it's whatever technical term works. So you have to make some adjustments. So obviously for all of the parts, whether like R15, R6, it doesn't matter. You want to set all the parts, make them transparent. So set transparency equal to 1. Then for certain things, maybe not all models will have this, but if yours does, obviously if you have things like, the face has to be transparent, hair and hat, I made this transparent. I'll leave this specific model that I used in this video um in the description and stuff, but you still have to, make sure everything is transparent. So the hair, the hat, the face and stuff, make sure all that is transparent. And also make sure like these particle emitters that like it's an aura effect, make sure these are of course disabled, and then we'll re-enable them when they're spawned in. So aside from that, I also included a Boolean value to pretty much keep track of whether or not this stand is enabled or equipped, whatever way you want to consider it. So all you have to do is click the plus icon, type bool, insert a bool value, and then make sure to name it enabled or equipped, and then leave the default value. We don't want it to be, we want it to be set to false, which it currently is. So yeah, once you finish setting up your stand, just put it inside of server storage, and then we can head on over to sound service. I have a spawn sound. I got it from the toolbox. You don't need this, but I just got it just cause. And yeah. So then we can open up starter player. We can insert a local script into starter player scripts. We can rename said script to stand script, in parentheses put local. Then I have two animation, as you can clearly see here. I'm gonna put these inside of the script. You can click the plus icon, then type animation, insert that, rename them, and insert your animation ID. You have to use your own animation ID. I get all my animations from the toolbox. So there's actually there's a ton of JoJo animations. Like it should not be difficult at all for y'all to find them. This is just an old combat animation I found that I already have. But this is an idle animation from JoJo and stuff. There are a ton of JoJo animations that out there in the toolbox. So yeah. George's got an idle animation and it's really cool. It's like he's kind of like levitating, like going up and down. So you guys will see. So let's go ahead and get into the scripting. We're going to delete print hello world. We're going to create some variables first. Let's get the user input service. The reason for this is so that we can summon the stand as well as use the attacks and everything. So let's say UIS is equal to game get service user input service. Then let's get the tween service TS equal to game get service tween service. Then I'm going to get the sound service, so local SS is equal to game get service sound service, and then lastly I'm going to get the local player, so player is equal to game dot players dot local player, right? Then I'm going to create our first function. So first thing first, let's say UIS that input began connect function. In parentheses, of course, you're going to put input comma processed enter. Then you can use an if statement. You're going to say if input dot user input type is equal to enum dot user input type dot keyboard and not process, which pretty much means the player is not typing in chat. Enter. Then you'll say if input dot keycode is equal to enum dot keycode dot e. This would be the summon key bind. You guys can set this to whatever you want. Enter. Then we'll create a variable for our player's character. So local character. Okay, that's nice. What character? Character is equal to player dot character. Then we will check the stands enabled value. So we will say if character, because the stand will be parented to the character, so if character dot stand dot enabled dot value is equal to is equal to false, enter, then of course we'll set it equal to true. So character.stand.enable.value is equal to true. We will enable it. We will start playing the idle animation. We will set up the animation track. So AT is equal to character. By the way, right? So let's say you have a stand model, like you're using a different model and you want to animate it. You need to make sure you have the animate script as well as like, a humanoid with an animator inside. If you don't know how to get that, you would click play, you would go into workspace, find your character, and then just take it out of here. Like you would just, take the animator and the animate script, and you would just copy that. You would just like copy that, and then just like, paste it into right click, paste into, in case you're using like your own custom stand model, and you were wondering why the animation isn't working or anything. But yeah, so we're gonna say character. Make sure you do dot stand, not because we don't want the animation to play with the character. So character dot stand dot humanoid or dot animator load animation in parentheses script dot idle animation track play, right? Then we're going to use the for v pairs loop to make the parts no longer transparent. We're going to tween them so like they slowly appear. So for iv in pairs, we're going to say character dot stand get children enter, right? Then we're going to set an if statement. So if in parentheses, you're going to put v is a part or V is a mesh part. We need to put these in our own set of parentheses. The reason for that is because I'm going to use an and over here, and then we need to put parentheses over here, and we need it to make sure it checks both separately. And v.name. Now this is for my specific model, so it's not equal to humanoid root part. The reason for this is so that like this specific model, the humanoid root part is set to transparent by default because there's no point of having it. Like it already has a torso that's like visible, so like the humanoid root part would just be kind of sticking out. So that's why I don't want the humanoid root part to be visible at any point. So you may need this or you may not need this and stuff. It really depends on the specific model you're using. Then press enter. Then we will set up the first tween. So tween is equal to ts create. You guys can adjust, or sorry, first the instance. So v comma tween info dot new. You guys can adjust the duration for however long you want. I just did 1 second. Comma enum dot easing style dot linear. Comma enum dot easing direction dot out. Again, adjust as need be. Comma special brackets. Then we'll set transparency. Transparency will be equal to 0 because we're making it appear. We will play set tween. So tween play, right? Then we will set an if statement. This is to re-enable the aura effects if your stand comes with effects. If not, then you don't really need this. So if v what was it? Oh, find first child, and then we're looking for this is the name of the effect. So fire, enter, v.fire.enabled is equal to true, and then we will set an if statement. So if v.name. This is so that we can enable like certain stuff like the hair, hat, and face if your model has that. So we'll say if vita name is equal to head, then we will re-enable the hair and transparency. I'm not gonna set up like tweens for this because like that would have to be like 3 separate tweens. So I don't really feel like doing that. So yeah, v dot hair dot transparency is equal to 0. V dot hat dot transparency is equal to 0, and v dot face dot transparency is equal to 0, right? Then we'll skip 3 ends, go outside of the loop, and we will play the spawn sound effect, right? And then just like that, we are done with that part. Then we can throw an else if. We will say else if character dot stand dot enabled dot value is equal to true. So now we want to make the stand no longer enabled, so that value is set to false. And the great news is, guys, we can copy and paste to save ourselves some time. So we can really just copy this entire loop right here. And we can also copy the sound effect too. Control C, Control V, right? Just put a space here. Literally all you're doing differently this time is just setting transparency in between to 1 or 1. And then of course this setting this to false and then setting these to 1, right? And then boom. Then you're just going to skip one end. Then you're going to throw an else if. You're going to say else if input dot keycode is equal to enum dot keycode. Now here I'm just showing you guys how like the NPC or like your stand I should say would like use an attack. I'm not going to make a whole attack. Part 2 I can actually show you guys how that would work if y'all want and stuff. But I'm just going to play an animation whenever you press F. So long, when you press the F key button, so long as the player's stand is enabled or equipped, right? So it's equal to true, enter. Then I will copy and paste the animation track from up here. So Control C, Control V, player dot character, and then I'll just change it to combo animation, right? And stuff. And then yeah, so the way you would do it is you would just have like a hitbox. You would still set up a hitbox system as you normally would with like the player having the hitbox, not the stand itself. And then yeah, but again, I can show y'all that in part two. But that's if y'all want that. So just let me know if y'all want that. Then we just have to go to the server side. We'll be there for literally like 5 seconds. So insert a server script into server script service. Rename server scripts. Or sorry, rename the script to stand script in parentheses. Put server. Boom. Then delete print hello world. Then we're going to set up our first function, first and only function. We're just going to say game.players, that player added, connect function in parentheses, put PLR to short for the player who joined, enter. Then we're going to set up the player.character added function. So connect function in parentheses, put your character, enter. And then we're going to clone over the stand. So local stand. We're going to make sure that like every time the character, like even if the player dies, their stand will, it'll be re-added back. So game.serverStorage dot stand, and then you will clone it. Then you would say stand dot humanoid root. So these are some important things. So humanoid root part. Oh, I forgot to mention this. Sorry guys, I forgot to mention this. Okay, so we're welding the stand to the player so that when the player moves, it moves with it. So some important things to note. I forgot this. Okay, so inside of the humanoid root part, you want to insert a weld constraint. So plus icon, type weld constraint, right? You want to set part 0 to the humanoid root part, and then leave part 1 unassigned, and then we'll assign that via the script, right? So you want to do that. You also want to set all of these parts, all of the parts, right? You want to make sure they're massless. You want to make sure they are not anchored. Most of these should not have cancel light turned on. You want to definitely make sure it's not anchored, and you want to make sure they're all massless so that the player is able to move without the stand weighing them down and stuff. So yeah, I'm glad I remembered that. So humanoid root part dot weld constraint dot part 1. Then you're just gonna set it to the characters humanoid root part, and then you also want to do this. You want to say stand humanoid.platform stand is equal to true and stuff. Now, it doesn't matter, like, even if you go to humanoid and you set it, like, platform stand, even if you click this and set it to true, it won't matter because it's going, like, for some reason, when the game starts, it, like, sets it back to false. I don't know. I guess, like, when it, like, spawns into the server, it's a little different. I don't know. The point is we have to set it via the script, even if you were to make it, just set it true here. So, yeah. And then we're going to set its C-frame, so stand pivot to. Then you will say character.humanoid root part.C-frame. Now this may not work exactly the same for you. If you're using the same model, then it should, but yeah. So C-frame now do 1, 1, 2. So this is so that it's like it's right behind my player and stuff, right? And then lastly, parent the stand, not the string, the stand to the player's character, right? So boom, just like that. And yeah, let's go ahead and test to make sure this works. As always, if you guys want access to any one of my scripts or models, you guys can become either a channel member or a Discord subscriber. Link to either one of those options can be found in the description. What is going on? Oh, my bad. I must have deleted that by mistake. Put that on the outside. Wait, why is that there? Oh, there we go. Okay, so yeah, if y'all were getting that error, then yeah, just make sure you do that. But yeah. Okay, so now if I press E, boom, you'll see it like slowly spawns in. You'll see he's like right behind me. If I walk, I can walk with him right behind me and stuff. He follows me and everything. He has his aura and everything. The idle animation is playing pretty cool animation and stuff. And if I press F, he starts doing like a whole combo thing. But again, I didn't do combat, but I can show you guys how to do that in part 2 if that's what y'all want. Then if you press E, he slowly disappears. Then the trail will disappear, and then press E again, he comes back. So yeah. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, definitely leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. And like I said, if you guys want to see part 2 of this, then all you got to do is just show the video lots of love. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you all for watching.